If your wife doesn't want to have sex with you, here's why. I'm going to give you the answers, but not just the answers, but what you can do about it. Because let's just be honest, it can feel like a really hopeless situation. When she says ambiguous things like, I'm just not in the mood, I just don't want it anymore, that's not giving you real answers. And I know you as a man, you need to know those answers. Why? So that you can take action. You can know how to correct things and bring a solution to it. But I know that when women get in these areas, they can become distant, they can become cold, argumentative, and I speak from experience. And I'm going to tell you about my own personal experience with this as a former married woman. But really to give you solutions, because it's not enough to know the problem. We have to know what to do about the problem. Why? So you guys can get back in the bedroom and have some damn sexy time and make love and be much happier. Because let's just be honest, people who are making love are far happier, far more joyful, far more positive about how life is going to be. And when you're not making love, it kills the life force, it kills the energy, it's a constant drain. So let's get you back to living life vibrantly by making love to your wife. I'm Arica Angelo. I've been giving dating relationship advice and sex advice for 17 years now. So make sure that you subscribe and like this video. So I want to watch this video with you, and this is a real woman sharing a real problem about what was going on in her marriage. Let's take a look.
So I went from like, hey, we're dating, and fun, I'd get off the air news at night, I'd meet him at 11 o'clock, we'd have sex, and then my libido was like gone. It just...
Now, you might be thinking that ED is a frightening thing to go through as a man. But for women who are very sexual, when our libido goes down, when we don't have that primal urge, trust me, it's just as scary for us. It's just as frightening. And here's the thing, it's just as humiliating for us as it is for you as a man with erectile dysfunction. So yeah, we get a little insecure about it and women start getting defensive. Here's the problem, is that the communication of what's really going on never ever gets talked about. Let's continue on and hear what she has to say about this.
Desire, like seeing those words as a symptom list and feeling those words and dealing with those in real life in a relationship is really different. I went back to a doctor and I was like, I don't know what's going on, but like I have no sex drive. The doctor that I went to said, okay, you need to talk to a therapist to see if there's something else going on with you first.
I love this. I love that the doctor had the insight. One, first and foremost, when a woman, it's one thing to not feel the urge, but then when you have a doctor saying, no, on paper, your libido has gone to shit. It is a horrible feeling for a woman. I personally have not had that experience, but anytime a doctor just looks at the actual data and says, this is your situation, it becomes real, and it becomes real fast. Now, what I love about this was that the doctor said just that. You need to see a therapist first. Why? Because underneath it all, there is a real root problem. So I'm gonna be super honest with you. This is something I have not personally talked a lot about publicly, even though I've been doing this for 17 years, but I was married very young. It was kind of a bit of an arranged marriage situation. It was super strange. But at 18, I got married. Shouldn't have been getting married at 18. And I was always interested in sexuality. Now, surprisingly, when I got married and we began to have sex, what I know now, I didn't know then. And the reality is my sex drive towards my ex-husband, former husband, just went completely out the window, meaning I was avoiding sex, meaning I was having private conversations with my girlfriends and going, this is just bullshit. Don't tell me that you really enjoy sex with your husband. I mean, I just feel like this is like some club and everyone's lying about it when no one actually enjoys this. And she said, no, Arica, I actually really do enjoy sex. And so then I went to another girlfriend. I was like, tell me you don't enjoy having sex with your husband. Tell me I'm not all alone. And she was like, no, despite our problems, I love having sex with my husband. And so I felt personally all alone with what I was going through. And so for your woman, I promise you, even if she's acting cold or avoidant about it, the reality is she feels really alone and really scared on the inside about this. So for me, I didn't know anything about what I know now. And the reality is we had had some physical abuse in our marriage. We had had tons of emotional maturity and a huge lack of stability. This guy at the time was a man-child, and I was a child who had tons of trauma. And so 2 kids like this coming together, you can imagine what a disaster that was. But it killed my sex drive. And so what had happened was my ex was like, listen, we've got to find a solution for this. And so I will never forget, and this was kind of a telltale moment. And the doctor, my gynecologist, when he was examining me, I said, I think there's something wrong with me physically, because I just completely shut down. It hurts. I knew nothing about my body at the time, but it hurts. It does this, it does that. And he said to me, you know, you have the reaction of someone who has been sexually abused. Now, I had, to my knowledge, that's not happened to me. Not to that extent. Let's just put it that way. And so what I didn't realize, though, that the physical abuse that had happened was playing a deeper role. Now, you may be watching this and going, but I haven't done anything like that. But I'm going to tell you why this all really matters. So he said, when I go to touch you, you have the reaction, you start shutting down, meaning what he was trying to say to me is your vaginal walls are tightening, and I haven't even really started examining you. And so the reality is things in a woman's body start closing off, start shutting down when there's something going on that we are not talking about. Now, I want you to watch this video. Personal favorite of mine. People used to say, I don't think they say it anymore, that I look sometimes like this woman. Let's hear what she says.
Almost got a divorce. He was married for 22 years. He said to me one day, he said, I don't know what's wrong with my wife. I think I'm going to get a divorce. I said, what do you mean what's wrong with your wife? Why is it her fault? He said,
yeah, why is it her fault? The reality is it takes 2 to tango. I get that.
He said, every time I go to try to touch her and I want to get intimate, she pulls away. I think she's cheating. She no longer wants me anymore. We have no sex life anymore. And I said, let me tell you something. Go talk to her about what's going on down there. Mm-hmm. Go talk to her about the fact that she might be going through menopause. And he said, I can't talk to my wife about that. I said, this is your problem. Mm-hmm. You have to go talk to her about it. And he swore to me he couldn't.
I love that. Once again, what is the common thread here? Everyone keeps saying one thing, and that is to go and talk about it. So I know that as a man, I get so many emails from you guys saying that you have tried to talk to your wife, or you do talk to your wife about it. And I know as women, it's easy for us to say, go and have those conversations. But if you have a partner who's unwilling, which I know a lot of you guys have this experience, what do? One, I'm going to help you figure out just what the actual problem is and what's really going on. Typically, when a woman starts shutting down, when our bodies start shutting down to you, now I'm going to tell you how to open up our bodies, because you do know I talk a lot about sex here on my channel. So if you haven't subscribed, you want to hear more about having spicy sex, then trust me, this is a channel that you want to stay on. But when we start experiencing these things, this will shut a woman's bodies down. And this is where you can start correcting things on the emotional and psychological level before you get to the physical. Remember, you always want to start there. Just like that smart doctor told her, she said, listen, first, your libido's low, but first go see a therapist. Get to the emotional root of the problem first and foremost before you get into the sexy time. But I'm going to get you to the sexy time. The reality is when a woman has felt neglect, when she hasn't been valued or appreciated, or when there has been abuse, whether it's emotional abuse, mental abuse, or even physical abuse, this will shut a woman down completely. So you have to ask yourself, have I played a role in any of these areas? Meaning neglect can look like You just quit charming her pants off. You quit dating her. You quit showing her how special she was. The flowers, you stopped showing up with those. The love notes, they just disappeared. All the things that you did to get her, you stopped doing. And as a result, your beautiful, once shining and vibrant flower has now withered away and has become a cold, dry cactus to you. And so you have to ask, did I play a role in getting her to this place of shutting down? Let's talk about the not valuing and not appreciating. I get it. When you are in a marriage and the responsibilities start coming on, you get a mortgage, you start having children together, all those responsibilities just put you guys in this mode of, we're just a team now. We're just trying to fucking survive in this life and make things happen. Like, yeah, I just expect her to show up for that role. But that's just it. When you guys made that commitment to one another, it wasn't, look, we've got a job that we need to do. No. There was more about through sickness and in health, to nurture, to hold. All of these things are super important. And so you have to ask yourself, have I quit communicating just how grateful I am? Does she know why she is so special to me? Does she know why I love her? Does she understand the depths of just how much I truly value who this woman is in my life? And how freaking often am I telling her this? Is it once a year? Is it once a month? Or is she continuously feeling like she is valued, that she's appreciated by me? Think about it. If you go a day without water and you don't drink, what's going to happen to you physically? What's going to happen to you mentally? You're going to completely shut down. It's the same thing. You have to treat your marriage, you have to treat your wife as someone who needs to be watered often. And that is through communicating that you love her, showing her that you respect her, taking time out of your busy schedule, spending that money and saying, listen, you are valued. Now let's talk about the third one, which is what I experienced. And believe it or not, my partner actually did those other things that on paper and to everyone else, they were like, he's so good to her, he's so romantic. But the dark secret was no one knew about the physical abuse that would happen. And so the reality is, when a woman has been emotionally abused, when you've cut her down, you've talked to her like she's a dog, or you have physically assaulted her, you've done any of those things, what happens is it teaches her that she's not safe with you. And a woman's vagina is the holy of holies. It is the place where God has allowed two people to come together to create another human being. So the magnitude of this is so powerful. And that's one of the first things that begins to shut down, is when she doesn't feel that sense of safety with you, the holy of holies begin to close because the disrespect is there. What you have to do as a man is take ownership over that and say, you have to sit her down and you have to say the awful things that you're maybe too embarrassed to say of, I did this to you, I put my hands on you. Or if that is the case, or if you, listen, I talked to you as if you didn't have any value. And that was never okay. I should have never spoken that way to you. And I ask for your forgiveness. And I have a plan, and better have a plan, call a therapist, start getting some accountability in changing that. Not just apologizing, but changing the behavior. Now, these are the things that you can start speaking to get to the root of why she's not doing it. Not just talking about the libido and this, and these are all just symptoms of the problem. You want to address the root. Now, you can make things fun again in your sex life. And I've talked about this in my other videos about the power of spontaneity and making things exciting, giving her new experiences. Because the last thing she wants is to have all these things redeemed in your relationship, the 3 things that we've talked about. And then she gets back and you're just giving her the same old sex moves. No, you want to liven it up. You want to give her a different experience so that she actually feels in her body like she's with a new man. And I have my oral obsession bundle where I talk about all sorts of exciting things that you can do to her body, like squirting, how to properly finger her, how to give her proper or when you're going down. And then just some real honest conversations with me and my friends about our sexual experiences and the reality of what works, what's exciting, and what just shuts people down. You can get that in the comment section. You can get it in the description. Listen, I know this is a different style than what I normally do, but I am trying to change things up here to make it more interesting for me, make it more interesting for you. So I hope this video resonated with you. If this spoke to you, please let me know in the comment section how this video helped you, how it spoke to you. But the reality is, deep inside of her, she wants to get right back to the bedroom just as much as you do. The reason why women watch movies like Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey and all of these other movies that have sexual erotic encounters is there's that deep passion inside of each and every woman, your wife included, that sometimes needs to be reawakened. And trust me, you have the tools and you have the capability to do just that. Now, here is a video that's made just for you. Go and watch it, and not just watch it, but put it to work in your life. I love you so much. I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. I'll see you in my next video. Take care.